Okay, quick question. When you picture the wealthiest people in history, what do you see? People in powdered wigs, long coats, and lace collars? Or maybe you're imagining a more modern-day billionaire like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, rocking a simple tee and jeans like they don't even care. But hold on, there is more to it than just flexing wealth or being too chill to care about your appearance. The world's richest men didn't just throw on random clothes every day. They wore their status like a tailored suit. Stick around, because I'm about to break down how the wealthiest men in history dressed. Old money versus new money dressing. Alright, let's get one thing straight here. There is old money and there's new money. I'm talking about two totally different ways the richest people have approached their wardrobes. Now picture this. Old money. We're talking Rockefeller, Rothschild, the Vanderbilts. These guys were born into wealth, and they were all about subtlety. No flashy logos, no designer name tags sticking out of their jackets. Old money isn't about making sure that everyone knows you're rich. It's about looking like you have been rich forever. Old money dressers stick to quiet luxury. Think tailored suits, quality fabrics, and understated elegance. It's almost like a secret code. The wealthier they were, the less they had to show for it in terms of flashy clothes. No one needed to know that they could buy half of New York. Their style was their status, and it screamed class without saying a word. Then enter new money. These are the guys who came into wealth recently, and they want to let everyone know about it. You've probably seen these guys. Big names, big logos, and a big need to show off. New money loves attention. They wear flashy watches, loud suits, or anything that says, "Hey, I made it." And hey, I'm not knocking it. I mean, who doesn't want to show off a little bit when you've just made a fortune? But here's the thing. It's not about how much you spend. It's about how you wear it. Take the Vanderbilts, for example. They were the epitome of old money. These folks were so loaded that they could buy entire cities. But their fashion? It was all about discretion. Dark, elegant clothing. High-end fabric. Expensive, but not in your face about it. Their clothes were designed to make them look rich, but without the need for others to see it. Now you might think, that's a missed opportunity for flexing, right? But for them, it was all about maintaining a certain level of mystique. No one needed to see their logo to know that they were wealthy. They had already created their own brand of luxury. And trust me, the world noticed. The psychology of subdued style. Now here's where things get really interesting. The wealthiest men in history didn't need to prove anything. Let that sink in. You know how some people dress like they're trying to show off that they've made it? These guys, they didn't have to. And that's kind of the secret to their success. They exuded confidence through understated elegance. Think about it. Have you ever seen Warren Buffett in a flashy suit with a gold-plated watch? No. You've seen him in simple, classic clothing. Navy suits, well-polished shoes. The guy wears what's comfortable and timeless, and it works. And guess what? It is a total flex. When you're Warren Buffett, you don't need to wear something loud in order to get respect. You have already earned it through decades of building wealth. His clothing says, "I've arrived, I'm here, I'm confident, and I don't need to show off." Same thing with John D. Rockefeller, the richest man in the world at his time. And his style was, well, unassuming. A tailored suit, plain ties, and that's about it. No expensive silk handkerchiefs or platinum cufflinks. This guy didn't need to wear anything extravagant because his power was not in what he wore, it was in his actions. And that's what I'm getting at here. When you are truly wealthy, you don't need to broadcast it. You wear what makes you feel comfortable and confident, and then let the results do the talking. The quote-unquote uniform strategy of the ultra-wealthy. Now, let's talk about something that makes these guys stand out. The uniform strategy. Yeah, some of the wealthiest men in history had a go-to outfit that made them instantly recognizable. And the reason? Decision fatigue. You know when you wake up and you're like, what am I going to wear today? And then suddenly every choice feels like the hardest thing in the world? Well, these guys solved that problem by sticking to a signature style. Let's take Steve Jobs, for example. The guy wore the same black turtleneck jeans and sneakers every day. Same thing every single day. He didn't wake up and have to think about his outfits. It was like his uniform. And guess what? It worked. It saved him time, and it made him look more focused on his work. No distractions. Or how about Gianni Agnelli, the Italian industrialist? He had this signature, effortlessly chic look. Unstructured suits, open-collared shirts, and an air of sprezzatura. He wore the same kind of suit every time. Simple, but it was just so him. And that's what these wealthy men understood. If you can make your wardrobe a seamless part of your life, you will never waste time thinking about it. You'll just be the person that everyone wants to emulate. And then, of course, we can't forget about J.P. Morgan, the legendary financier. The guy wore three-piece suits, always impeccably tailored, and usually accompanied by a pocket watch. Simple, classic, no fuss. His outfit became his signature. And like all these men, it wasn't about showing off, it was about refinement. When you look as good as he did in a custom-tailored suit, you're already making a statement. The power of custom tailoring over branding. Now, let's talk about one of the most important aspects of these wealthy men's wardrobes: tailoring. Let's face it, a cheap suit with a designer label is still going to look like a cheap suit. These guys didn't bother with labels. They didn't need to. What mattered most was fit. Take the Duke of Windsor as an example. This guy was a fashion icon, and his suits were everything. His bespoke suits were tailored so perfectly that they've influenced generations of wealthy men. We're talking about suits that fit his body like a second skin. Nothing too loose, nothing too tight. But the beauty of it? It wasn't flashy. No one needed to know that his suit cost a fortune because the fit alone spoke volumes. Now, you might think that bespoke suits are just for the super wealthy. But really? Anyone can get a suit made to fit perfectly. And when you do, you're going to look more put together, more polished, and more powerful, just like the world's wealthiest men. The hidden message in accessories. Finally, let's get into the real secret of elite style: the accessories. Now, you'd think that the world's wealthiest men would be all about gold-plated watches, flashy cufflinks, and pocket squares that scream luxury, right? Nope. If anything, the most powerful men in history did the exact opposite. They understood the power of subtlety. Take Patek Philippe watches, for instance. These are the kinds of timepieces that you're never going to see on someone with a need to show off. They are not oversized, diamond-encrusted monstrosities. No, they're sleek, they're timeless, and they're understated, just like the men who wear them. A Patek Philippe watch doesn't scream, "Look at me!" It says, "I've earned my wealth and I don't need to announce it." It's about quiet elegance, signaling sophistication without a single word. Only those who truly understand fine craftsmanship recognize this value, and that's exactly the point. The same thing goes for cufflinks and pocket squares. The wealthiest men know that the value of an accessory isn't in the flash, but in its taste. A discreet pair of cufflinks made from high-quality materials and a simple silk pocket square, these are the items that aren't meant to be noticed by everyone in the room. They are for those who appreciate true luxury, not a billboard for it. Real wealth speaks quietly, and the accessories these men choose prove it. So, here is the secret that all the wealthiest men in history have known. Dressing well is less about spending money and more about making it work for you. Whether it's an understated navy suit or a custom-made three-piece, it is all about choosing quality over quantity. It's about tailoring your clothing to your personality and your lifestyle. These men understood that the true power of wealth wasn't in the clothes you wore, it was in the confidence you exuded while wearing them. And the best part? You don't have to have $1 billion to look like you belong among them. You just have to know what works for you and then stick to it. Like the modern-day version of the Duke of Windsor, or Steve Jobs, or Warren Buffett. You're not trying to impress anyone with your outfits. You are just dressing in a way that tells the world, I've arrived and I'm here to stay. So, how are you planning to do just that? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will be sure to respond to all of you. Like and subscribe if you love old money elegance and understated fashion. And if you don't subscribe, it means I'm just going to have to wait another day to onboard you. Keep it classy, my friends, and I'll catch you in the next one.